Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you wanted to join me today because today we are going to talk about 20 beauty items that I don't think you should be buying anymore. 20 beauty items that I don't buy anymore and 20 beauty items that are just so wasteful, so unnecessary. Let's do this. This video is meant to inspire and to motivate, and most of all, if there is something maybe you didn't know, then you can go forward in your life with this information and perhaps change your life in a way that you see fit. That's everything this is. That is everything this is. Cool, let's do this. Also, background knowledge, I live a zero waste lifestyle, so I try to eliminate as much trash and as much waste as I possibly can. Which is why I make these videos, because it does seem like when we just go about our lives and we do our normal everyday things, we tend sometimes to forget that the products that we use and the tools that we use in our everyday life actually has an impact and actually has a life after we've done using it. And just, for instance, saying, hey, did you know that bubblegum contains 20% plastic? Oh, really? This is what this video is meant to be doing, so. The first thing I think that we should ditch completely is nail polish. It's a really big one and a lot of people are turned off by this fact. A lot of people ask me what I do if I want to be festive with my nails. I do nothing. This is what they look like. Sometimes I grow them longer and that's it. I don't use nail polish for the simple reason that it does not come in a sustainable container and the product itself is not sustainable. It's actually also made out of plastic. Just that I know that you can find more sustainable or more eco-friendly nail polishes, but I just don't see the reason to. I just go without, and I think that's tons better. Also, when you do remove nail polish from your life, you also remove a lot of other nail polish related products, like these, what do we call them, like nail wheels, which I've seen a lot of, especially like beauty gurus use, and I'm like, girl, you ain't a nail salon. Everything like nail stones, nail glitters, stencils, all of these nail art related things, ditch them. The second thing that I think that you should ditch now is kind of related to nail polish, but fake nails and also fake eyelashes, because what are those? Plastic. I know fake eyelashes can actually sometimes be made out of real hair, but there's still a lot of plastic related to fake eyelashes, and it's so unnecessary. Number 3 is specialized lotion. I use one lotion for my face and for my body, yaddy. But I know a lot of people have different face skin or more sensitive face skin. I should stop saying face skin. But a lot of people who, for instance, deal with acne can't use their body lotion on their face because it contains more fat and whatnot. So it seems okay to have a lotion for your body and a lotion for your face. But I think it's going too far to have a day lotion and a night lotion and an eye lotion and a lip lotion and a finger lotion. And just specialized lotions can just go back to where they came from. Honestly. It's just a lot of plastic, it's a lot of packaging, because lotions are not solid lotion bars. No. It's just a lot of packaging for very little payoff. Number 4 is cosmetic lenses. So one thing is using contacts because you really need them. I would also say that if you want to be more sustainable with your contact, you can also do glasses. But I mean, I don't want to shame people for using contacts. Not at all. But people who buy contacts for costumes that have different colors and shapes and whatnot, I just see plastic in their eyes, and there's a lot of packaging that goes into the product. The product is made from plastic and it serves no purpose other than a decorative one, which is why I think we should ditch them. Also, I've heard just horror stories about cosmetic lenses being unclean and resulting in eye infections, and I just don't see why any consumer would put up with that. Number 5 is new leather. I have a couple of items that is secondhand leather. I have pieces of leather that I bought before going zero waste because it lasts forever. I don't want to shame anyone for getting secondhand leather, that's not it. But buying new leather is really problematic and really wasteful. First of all, a lot of luxury items that contain leather does actually not use leather that's a byproduct from the meat industry, but grow specific cattle just for leather. That's insane in itself, but even when it is a byproduct, it's actually still really concerning, because about 80% of all tanneries, the places that produce leather, use chrome. It's really toxic, and a lot of the people who make new leather is not paid a fair wage, does not have safe working conditions. They don't even use gloves, and supporting this industry is inherently unsustainable. Find something secondhand if you really do want it, or find an alternative. Number 6 is sequins, glitters, sparkles, everything that shines. It's plastic, and I see just so many trend items with sequins all up in it. And when I've been out, and it doesn't happen a lot, but when I've been in bars and like in clubs, the floor is just painted with like leftover sparkles or leftover glitters that fall off people's dresses. And you know what it is? It's just glittering. It's plastic, and it becomes microplastic really easily. It goes into our water systems, it goes into our ecological systems. It's just it's so unnecessary, and the trend of glitter has come to a point where people are starting to say stuff like, I cannot live without it, and just because there's glitter or sequins or sparkle in something, it means that it's okay to buy. And I think that's incredibly harmful. So if there is glitter, sparkle, sequins in anything, I suggest that you stay away from it, honestly. Number 7 is cotton swabs or Q-tips, and the reason why that is, there are 2 reasons why that is. Because firstly, like the shaft is often made from plastic, and that plastic is very hard to recycle because it's tiny. It often goes in nature, in our waterways, etc. A lot of people also throw cotton swabs into the toilet, which I suggest they stop with doing right now. But the other thing is, cotton that we use for single-use purposes is very wasteful, because the conventional cotton industry is responsible for the majority of usage of pesticides in the world. So using those products as a one-time thing is just not sustainable. It's just so wasteful. It's incredible. You can actually find alternatives to cotton swabs. You can either, if it's for ear cleaning purposes, use a mimikaki stick. I've talked about that in other videos. Use a piece of cloth. If it's for makeup purposes, again, use a cloth, or use like a reusable cotton round. There are many ways to not use cotton swabs. Please consider them. Number 8 is wet wipes and makeup remover wipes, because those wipes, sometimes they're made out of cotton, which is the same problem as the cotton swabs, but sometimes they're often made from polyester or like synthetic materials, which mean that they're made of plastic, and they usually come in a plastic bag as well, sometimes even individually wrapped. And there are just way better ways of cleaning your hands or cleaning your face than using disposable wet wipes. Don't. But if you do, again, do not throw them in the toilet. That is not where they belong. Number 9 is a big one, not just like a general one, but plastic clothes, shoes and accessories. I'm not talking polyester and synthetic materials, which would be another thing that I think people should start to avoid. It's been trendy for quite some time to have like a clear bag, and that's just plastic, and have like shoes with a clear heel, and that's just plastic. And the same with clothing items and accessories and whatnot. And I think we should ditch those right now. First of all, because they're usually fast fashion. That's how that stuff is often produced, which is inherently unsustainable. But there's also the fact that when you're done wearing it, or if it breaks, you need to throw it away, and it cannot go anywhere else but landfill. And it's just not worth it. Okay, number 10, and I hope that you guys will talk to me about this in the comment section as well. Tell me if this is something that you have seen or thought of yourself. But a really big one for me is feminist quotes on t-shirts or girl power t-shirts, because a lot of fast fashion retailers, a lot of fast fashion brands have made t-shirts that say girls support girls, or like femininity rules, or just like any kind of feminist statement on a t-shirt. And it's fast fashion. It's fast fashion. So inherently, in my opinion, that cannot be feminist. I consider myself to be a feminist, and I would never ever buy something that's made in a sweatshop by women who do not have maternity leave, who do not have proper working conditions, who do not earn a fair wage, and who is systematically abused by their employers. I do not think there's anything sustainable or feminist about that. So think about it another time. Think about how it came to be and how it was produced, and how feminist that production line actually is, because I don't think it is at all. I think it was a couple of years ago that someone bought a shirt from Zara that had embroidered help in its collar. It's just modern slavery, yo. The next one is spray mists. I have never really gotten like the mist thing, but it's something that I see a lot of beauty gurus using all the time. Also a lot of spiritual beauty gurus, if that makes any sense. But mists that you spray on your face, and that is supposedly going to make your face feel hydrated and nice, and it's just water and perfume. Let's be 100% clear on that. It, of course, can contain natural and lovely ingredients, but when you put it in a glass bottle and fill that with water, it's just a waste of money and a waste of packaging. You can make that yourself if you're interested, but I don't honestly think that it does anything good for you. I think it's just water you spray on your face. The next one is just generally trend items. Trend items is the worst part of fast fashion because those are items that needs to be produced super quickly because trends are usually very short-lived. So when items are produced super quickly, a lot of other things are not being paid attention to, like workers, like environment, like materials, stuff like that. And it's just so important that we as consumers look a little bit further than the product that's right in front of us and try to see the whole story of this product. And trend items are often not worth it. And you will also end up with a product that you like wearing for like a month or maybe 2 months, maybe a season. But next year you will look at this thing and say, wow, that's ugly. Why did I ever buy that? And I don't think that's worth the money or the environmental impact. The next one is makeup palettes. I know makeup palettes are so massively popular. But first of all, the amount of resources that goes into producing makeup in general is insane. A lot of resources go into producing makeup, so it's not at all a neutral or even a positive impact, first of all. Second of all, a lot of people are producing their own merch as palettes, and a lot of people are buying them. And I think that's inherently problematic. First of all, because a palette in itself is kind of wasteful. Because when you buy a palette, you're not going to like every shade equally. You're not going to use every shade as much. Instead, I suggest that you buy the stuff that you actually need, or you buy the shades that you actually want. I suggest you handpick the products that you actually need or that you actually are going to use, rather than buying palette just because it looks pretty. The next one is disposable razors. I think this is one of the things that a lot of people think about when they hear zero waste beauty or like low impact beauty, because switching from a disposable razor to a safety razor is generally a wider known replacement. And I have several videos about the safety razor if you're interested in learning more about it. Number 15 is souvenir or novelty clothing, or just like actually any kind of souvenir novelty item, but specifically clothing because it's a fashion and beauty video. And for the same reason as any kind of fast fashion, this is never produced consciously, this is never produced sustainably. If you find something that's actually produced like by a local person and like consciously and environmental friendly, then of course be my guest. But if you go into a novelty shop and you want to get like a I've been to Copenhagen t-shirt, I can promise you it's not made ethically. So it makes sense that number 16 is just generally fast fashion, but I think we have been over the detrimental factors and practices of the fast fashion industry quite a lot, but I also have other videos about it, so if you are interested in learning more about what we can do to actually change this and what you can do as a consumer to avoid it, hit up that link down below. Number 17 is hair dye. Changing the color of your hair with conventional hair dye, not with henna, but with hair dye. Like, it contains a lot of chemicals and it contains a lot of plastic. I actually often feel tempted to dye my hair or like bleach my hair a little bit blonde, but I try to do something else, like getting a messy bob. Instead, there are many other things you can do to change your appearance that does not require using conventional hair dye. So look into henna if you really want another hair color, or just see if you can like cut bangs or like cut your hair a little bit shorter to get that renewed appearance feel. You can do a lot without the chemicals and the plastic packaging. Number 18 is sheet face masks. So I've never tried one, I never used them, but I do see them online all the time. It's like these face masks that are individually wrapped, of course, and then you put them on your head and then they're like prints on them and you look silly and it's fun and it's wasteful, it's plastic, it's just not necessary. If you want a face mask, you can make them yourself. There are a lot of natural ways to make face masks that are also way better. The next one is liquid shower gels, because liquid shower gels is absolutely unnecessary. I know that generally liquid soaps have a solid counterpart like the shampoo bar, but I do reckon that not everyone has access to a shampoo bar, or not everyone knows it. It's not an obvious switch if you don't know it's a thing, but everyone knows the normal piece of soap. And everyone has access, I guess, to a normal piece of soap rather than the shower gel. So just use the normal piece of soap. It's way more sustainable because it does not require all this packaging. And the last one, is the last one? It's the last one. The last one is makeup brushes and beauty blenders and every kind of like makeup applicator, sponge thing. It's not often that you can just buy a brush. You can of course do that sometimes, but I often see the collections that you apparently need 25 different makeup brushes, and I just don't think that's true. I have 3. I have like a big one to put on powder and blush, I have a small one to do my eyebrows, and I have a lip brush for all my lipsticks. That's everything I have, and honestly I don't think you need that much more. Maybe you have another beauty routine that requires one less or one more, it doesn't really matter, but no one needs 25. Like, are you a makeup artist? You don't need 25. And beauty blenders and all kinds of beauty sponges are just plastic. You don't need those. You just don't. Use your fingers, goddammit. Why is that so difficult? And that's just my opinion. The energy in this video has been absolutely insane, so I apologize for that. I'm just very passionate about wastefulness, or the lack thereof. Also, I don't know that much about beauty. I do like my own little thing, but I've never been into it all that much, and I'm not a beauty guru, just like not at all. So I asked you guys on Instagram if there were any very wasteful beauty or fashion things that you thought should be in this video. So a lot of these things that I listed is something that was requested that I put in by you guys. So thank you so much for that, because otherwise it would have been a boring video because I don't know many of these things. I wouldn't have thought about them all by myself. So thank you so much for that. And if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up or a comment and tell me what kind of wasteful beauty products you would like to see all of us ditching in the new year and just in general. And if there's anything I missed, I cannot have everything on this list, so let me know if there are any other things that you're thinking about right now that should have been on this list, and maybe I will make a part 2. Let's see where it goes. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take really good care of yourselves. Until next time. Bye! Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green, zero waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!